Okay. If Alex wants to wing, so.
Okay.
You going?
Okay.
Yeah, good. Okay, got a little bit of a blind spot here. We've got a storage shed. I guess that's a locker room. So we're a bit blind in the one corner, but don't want to be in the way of too many people here. So the Pineville Ice Arena in North Carolina here. All set up between the Washington Pride and the Florida Lions for the first game in the Southeast Districts here. The little black keys going to start the game off here. I don't think these two teams have played here this season. The Washington Pride was in the JWHL tournament. I think they played Team Colorado and beat them by a score of 2-1. So there may be a few new players that I got to figure out names here, but we'll figure it out as we go. So thanks off playing Anderson back to Visa over to Comiskey. Comiskey with a quick rip up the boards. Comes back, neutral zone, 5-player. He's going to take it in the zone. Visa pushes her wide. Deflects that puck. Quick up looking for Anderson. Visa back to Comiskey. Comiskey looking for a chip. A little bit too soft. He's going to bring it out. Anderson's got some space here. He drops it to Visa. Visa rolls it around. Man, I might not have to change. I need to get better spots here. We're only here for one game anyway, so. Puck through the neutral zone. Visa's going to take that back. Brings it around, looking for Muncie. Intercepted by a 5-player. First shot on. I think the new player is Bolding that I haven't seen yet, so he's on the left wing there. Visa's a little quick chip and goes for a change. That comes straight back out. Tried a centering pass. Bios pushes that off. Walker saved by Kaboli. Few with the puck behind the net. It gets just away from her. She ties that up in the corner. Few back. Versus that. Ceballos off the glass and out. Need to get a little more possession going here right now. Washington Pride into the zone. looking for a centering pass. Gets deflected back. That's up and off, and that'll be an icing. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the lay of the land as I figure things out here. So 14:50 left in the first period. There's been a couple shots on net from Washington Pride, but Florida Lions have not been in the offensive zone here yet. Anderson in a little chip, looking for Golding. Golding on the chase. Try to bring that back up the ice. Anderson disrupts that with the skate. Missy's got some room to skate. He's going to bring it in. He looks to duck around that player, but gets upended on almost a head over tea kettle hip check there. Bell with face off. Misky pinches that. Pride get that out. Okay. Sorry about that. Should be back on. 13:53 left in the first. Face off to the right of Cagoli. He tips that up. Muncy brings that out to Washington Pride player, and that gets thrown back in the zone. Ceballos cuts back, gets tied up by what? Pride player. Nice little easy out. And I'm picking up you back in her own zone. She was looking for Quinto. I may have to kill the, I think we're having some iPad difficulties here that I need to go sort out. I forgot to turn the Bluetooth off at the other iPad, so.
Let's go, Pride! Pick it up!
Can you track for me for a second? I gotta go fix the iPad on the bench. All I gotta do is follow. My Bluetooth is picking up over there, so thank you.
Go, go, go!
Yeah, I forgot to turn the Bluetooth off on that iPad, and it starts picking up this, and I can hear what's playing on it.
Makes sense.
Okay, back to the action here. Washington Pride getting some offensive chances here. It looks like Pew and Shell digging for the puck there. Puck comes out. He's going to take that player. Shell over to Ceballos. Ceballos quick up to Anderson. Anderson then looking for Golding coming across. Offside on the play. He's going to rush this here. He's going to chip that in. It didn't have many options. Gets that deep in. Oh no, front. Looking for kind of breakaway pass. That's going to be an icing. Going to go all the way back down. 9:23 left. Hopefully we figured out technical challenges here. Face-off win back outside. Going blind back to Visa. Visa took over to Comiskey. Missy shot right on. Had a couple players, Muncie and Iaquinto screening in front. This upstairs of this rink is like a sauna here. So might have to shed some layers. Face-off win by Florida, but that ends up coming out of the neutral zone. Visa back to retrieve. Puck pops off Iaquinto's stick and tried to come back. Saved dead on. Although he goes on for a whistle there with 8:52 left in the first. Face-off win back to corner. The Washington Pride player beats out Comiskey for the puck. Back to point. He holds on to it. Blocked by Comiskey, and that pops back out into the neutral zone. Oh, almost an interception coming up the ice by Golden. He's back to Comiskey. Quick over to Visa. Visa back to Comiskey. Saucer off the board. Golden looking for that interception, but can't quite get to it. It's going to be a delayed penalty for going towards the Florida Alliance. I don't know if that was Comiskey who's going to the box for checking, but let's see what the refs have to say here. That was Anderson for a body checking penalty. So Washington Pride will go to the first power play of the game at 8:06. Win the Pride back to a point. Looking for it was a dangerous deflection there at the high bumper position. Pride D gloves that down. Lisa's clearing attempt. Oh, puck dangerous out in front. Left by Comiskey. Comiskey with another save. 3 on this shift. They're going to be able to send that down all the way finally. Pride back up into the Florida end. cycle that low. Visa takes her to the boards. That puck's tied up by Muncy. Muncy hacks at it and gets it out past the blue line. That's going to be delayed offside. That should be an all the way down. An intentional offside. Doesn't look like they're going to do that. It's the first time I've actually seen girls hockey have a 4-ref system, 4-official system here. Let's pull out all the stops for district playoffs here. Pride player trying to get her own rebound there. 40 seconds left on the penalty. Another shot, another dangerous tip. Good reach by Cardoe to keep positioned on those ones. Half wall, that's deflected high and wide. 16 seconds left here. Innocent looking shot, but Cardoe doesn't get a full glove on that. Here now with the puck. Steve Grimsad reverses it as the penalty expires, and a shot going wide. A quick glove by Cardoe. Stop the play with 5:59 left in the first. Face off in, back to the point. A shot goes to the right of the goaltender. Puck bounces out into the neutral zone. Pride back to collect that. They bring it into the zone. Nice looking zone entry actually. Visa dumps that to the corner. Comes Lancaster into the blind spot. Back to Visa. Visa down the half wall. Comes up. Muncy's coming across. Puck stays on the blue line. Miski throws that in. Pride clear that out into the zone and go for the change. Visa with a quick up to Muncy. That puck going back. Miski back to their own zone. Off the board to Muncy. Muncy and Humphreys battling for it there. Goes back. Visa turns it back in their own zone. Backhands it back to Kaminsky. Long up, just touched by Golding to prevent the icing. And it's another successful exit by the Pride. Humphreys back to retrieve. Puts that up to Muncy on the wall. Puck jumps past there. This is way offside. Face off in the neutral zone. Anderson, Shell, and Quinto. Caballos and two. Tied up. Pride come up with the puck, but misplay a little bit back into their own zone. Anderson, a good forecheck. Blocks that puck. Puck coming back there now. Well, no icing on that one on the centering attempt, but a tie. They go straight back to the point. Puck going wide again, that Cardoe gloves down. First stop in play at 3:28.
Pride, pick it up, let's get one. Hit the net, hit the net.
Face-off win, goes back. Misty on the wheel. She reverses that back to Visa. And it's Golding looking for that poke pass. Visa's got space. Brings it through the neutral zone. Gets around one player, but another Pride player there to pick that puck up. Pride come back with numbers. Anderson on a back check. Disrupts that play. They throw it towards the net. Although he paddled down on that one. Puck goes deep again, and Visa's going to force face-off at 2:46 left in the first period. I'm sorry, I'm not good on this one end at the moment here. Face-off wins. Values puts that down. She's looking for the B2B pass, but defender's in the way. Something random happening in the corner. A little bit of a battle, I assume. They're looking for a stretch. How is that no icing? But that was a successful exit by Florida. And she gets driven with a little interference on that chip and chase attempt. Board battle going on in our blind corner here. That comes out to Ceballos. They're going to call the slashing penalty. Not sure who on the Muncie. 151. So Washington Pride will have a power play for the remainder of the first period. Face-off in by the Pride. Slap shot going wide of the net from the deflection. Clearing attempt. Blocked by Pride. Pride hit their own player in front of that shot. So a high bumper play that we're trying to put that towards the front of the net, but that goes wide. Visa ties that up, but she's got a couple players to contend with. Clearing attempts haven't been great, but at least that one gets out off the foot of a Pride player, but they're turning it right back into the zone. A missed pass is going to go the length of the ice and give Florida a chance at chain. Anderson on the forecheck. Good job breaking that up. They've got to retreat back past the blue line. Try again. Anderson still with the pressure. Big in there. And killed off a good 30 seconds on that forecheck. Visa intercepts that pass. 17 seconds left. He's going to throw that into the middle, but bounces over the stick of Lancaster. Up to the wall. One last chance here. A few seconds, and that's going to be the final for first period. No score here after one period play. It appears that they are going for an ice mate, so we'll reset afterwards and rejoin afterwards. on mute. Let's put it up here. The speaker's down here. Okay. All right. Teams out. Start the second here. Lord will be shorthanded for the first 9 seconds of this period. Hopefully we'll get a little more offensive action out of the Florida team here. Report on the ice from last night that the ice was a little bit slow, but ice was soft, but not sure that's an excuse at this point. There we go, face-off win by the Pride. Pride's going to turn that back. We go cross ice. Shell loses it. It looks like the ice is sticking, and puck falls dead, and Washington gets a shot there. And Washington cycles it low. Visa with the puck. A little dish off the Golding there. Anderson tries to throw that towards the net. That comes back out. That jumps over Comissy's stick. And bad angle coming in. Noe with the save. Visa trying to get out of that lake down in the to the left of the goaltender, but the puck is definitely sticking there. A couple deflections on that shot. Goes wide. Shell pitches that up to Golding. Official gets in the way. Come on, a 2-on-1 coming back down, and that's offside. It's just 15:36 into the second period. Once he chips that around, pushes that in. No, there's no F2 going on here. I'm not sure what's happening, but F1 seems stranded by themselves. Muncy steals that puck, pushes that off to Ceballos. He throws that in, straight back up. Nice little behind-the-back soccer move there. That Bowling with a shot attempt. He digs that out of the corner. Heel up to Muncy. A nice sustained offense here for the first time. Quinto ties up a couple players. Muncy still in the pursuit. That gets brought out, and Muncie's going to throw that back in. So they go for a change. You block the shot. She's got the puck. Quick backhand over to Bolding, which gets switched in. You on the forecheck. Puck jumps over Ceballos' stick. Park to retrieve. Park rims it around. Only a Pride player there. Good stick by Ceballos, but break up that centering pass. Up the wall to Bolding. Bolding's going to throw that in. Quick breakout up the half wall. Misty gets to that first. Back over to Bisa. Back to Comiskey. Did some speed there. Reaching center of the ice. Lancaster pitches that one out. Anderson looking for a quick shot, but that gets tied up. Rolling steps, 1-2. Nice little dish. There we go. Chance in front, but goes the backhand, so shot doesn't quite make it. Decent for a foot race. They call icing on that play. 13:04 left. That'll bring it all the way back down into the Washington Pride end. Keep stealing real estate here up at the for the spectators area. Get closer to the middle here. I think there's a USA Hockey Live guy here. A dangerous play. Cardo's going to hang on to that. It's a neck and neck race for that loose puck. Comiskey and number 24 on Washington Pride.
Here we go, Vito, good job.
Face off win by Pride. That gets tied up in the corner. Puck pops out. Ooh, centering attempt. Cardo's right there on that. Watching get the weak shot, which will count as a shot on goal, but not really a scoring attempt, a scoring chance. 12:39 left in the second. That's face-off win by Shell. Goes back to Bisa behind the net. Anderson cross ice to Golden. Golden's got some space. He stops up. Nice pass to Bisa. Bisa just off the shoulder of the Pride goalie there. Great scoring chance. Probably one of the only that we've seen in this game. Bisa short stops that one and make neutral zone, but has to turn it back. That's a deflection off a body. That was a deflection off a body in between the leg of Cardo, and probably lucky that we don't have instant replay on that one because it was pretty close to the goal line. Face off, puck pops out Iaquinto. Nice little disc back to Muncie. Muncie's got some room to drive that in wide. He turns back, goes back to Pugh. Pugh's got tons of space. Ooh! Hard low shot. It gets deflected. I don't know what's going on with Florida Alliance. It's like they're playing a 1-2 against them. There's just no F2 player there at all on the forecheck. So Muncie looking for support out in the middle, but I only had 4 Pride players there to pass to. Quick over Ceballos to Pugh. Pugh over Ceballos, and it's going to go all the way up to Iaquinto. Iaquinta drive that one deep. Park on the forecheck. It's a good read. Ceballos trying to pick that one off. He's straight up. A little quick chip up to Lancaster. Lancaster's driving in 1-on-2. Get some help from Bolden. And it looks like a delayed penalty call on the Washington Pride. And the Lions are going to get their first opportunity at a power play this game. And a cross-checking penalty assessed to the Washington Pride player. Face-off contested. Pride comes up with the puck, but that gets the official. Missy steps down to get that. Quick behind the net. That allows him to set up a little closer. Missy quick over to Bisa. And the bumper player, Anderson, is wide open there. They got to read that. Miski's eyes get big as she sees the lane to the net, but escapes the puck a little bit. Back out clearing attempt to Bisa. Bisa down low. Golding. Scissor, and they've got space now. Player on the back door, wide open. That was a little bit of a delay on that open net. And I'll tell you what, that was one that if they didn't score, they're buying beers for the entire team after that one. So good read by Bisa to hit that open backdoor player on the power play. I think that was Shell. Face off gets driven deep into the Pride zone. They're looking for a stretch. Bisa intercepts that. He's got someone right in her face. A couple bounces in and around. Bisa hard check through the neutral zone. Pride turns that over and comes back up the ice for a little toe drag. Puck pops out to the weak side. Bounce over the boards. Munson's tied up. Humphries chips that pass, but it comes over the Pride. And they're going to go all the way. I think they'll wave that icing off, even though it doesn't touch anyone. A long stretch pass up to Iaquinta on that line change. Whoa. Nasty toe drag, and then off the side of the post. Bios steps in and keeps that puck alive. No help. He'd actually retrieve in the corner. He reverses that back, but intercepted. Puck just drifts off Humphrey's stick. All right, not keeping up with the play very well. Cardilli, weak shot, and Cardilli's just going to hold on to that with 8:13 left. Florida Lions up by a score of 1-0. Face off and right of Cardilli. Sticks all over the place. Pride ends up keeping that in. Cardilli with another stop. Shots haven't been too dangerous from Washington Pride, but it's more the deflections and off bodies and off skates and things like that as they put the puck to the net. 8:01 left in the second. Park picks that puck up off the face-off. buys a bit of space. Looking for Pugh coming in. Pugh grabs it. Pugh on the rush with a nice little feed from Park. And goalie closes the 5-hole to keep it at a 1-0 game. Face off in back to Myers. They're quick back to the point. Myers, really good decision just to eat that one on the boards and wait for some help. And then he bats that one to the corner. Anderson, he's going to look. No thanks to the official that that's offside. Face off win by Shell. Anderson comes back, picks that up. And turns that back to Kaminsky. Nice little give and go play between Visa and Kaminsky. Visa toe drag. He had help there on the in the center lane. Washington Pride turns that back quick. Golden back on the cover. Retrieves it. Puck comes up the point. Another pinball weak shot by Washington Pride. Those ones scare me. Lisa back up, looking for some help here. He throws it towards the middle. Then no one there. Kaminsky down right, Golden. Back to Kaminsky. She gets a couple players in her face, and she's going to throw that in deep. Washington Pride on the rush. Got a French fry disaster here. And the stoppage in play at 6:02 left in the second period here. Florida up on score of 1-0. Face-off win. And they're going to keep throwing pucks towards the net. Another little dangerous deflection and tip. D to D. And I think that went off someone's stick. I hope it might have been Q's stick. Or off the shaft of one of the Pride players' sticks. And they limit these shots from the point. The Pride tie it up 1-1, 5:30 in the second period. Bios floats that out. It's going to die. Muncie battles with Q back to retrieve. We're going to call penalty on, it looks like on Ceballos. I did not see that play, or no, on Muncie. So body checking penalty or a roughing penalty from Muncie. The Pride will get their third power play chance. He can't quite keep it in the zone. Anderson on a hard forecheck. She's got a wheel. Anderson almost intercepts that one. Back up to the point. There you go, get Stitch in the way. Lisa with the puck. And that puck goes out. That's all the way down. If they don't send this all the way down. Puck deep in the Florida zone. Lisa ties it up, comes back to the flank. We try a little slip play. Shell on top of that. Back behind the net. Drop pass, back to the anchor. Another shot. Not a very powerful shot, but again, throwing it towards the net. Anderson's going to chip that in. Go for a change. Drive player, put the player outside. He's going to get that. Rolling puck kind of lifts on it, but it does the job and gets out. Ten seconds left in his penalty. That little chip by Golding is going to kill off that penalty. 3:17 left. 2 back in the corner to retreat. He's going to tie that up and wait for some help. Get that fifth player back out there. There's shot blocked by Comiskey. Oh, nice play. Probably had a quick break there. It looks like we're going to get I'm guessing a slashing penalty infraction on Comiskey losing her stick, and so that'll send 2:38 left in the second. That'll send Florida to their second power play. They were successful in the first one. Humphreys take the draw. Win back to Pugh. Pugh back to Muncy. Muncy to Pugh. Pugh quick shot off the boards. I think he's get a bit of a high stick in the face there. Pugh sends that all the way down, but there's no one there to get it, and that's going to be sent down. Nice. 1:30 left in the penalty. He's not behind the red zone. Up to Muncy is going to carry that in. Dish that off. It comes right to the Washington player. They get Pisa down there. Picks up the Pugh. He's going to skate it in. She's got some space here. Puck pops out in front. A couple attempts at it. 2-on-1 coming back on Comiskey now. Not a strong shot, but they got a player crashing. Visa back up the other direction. Going to turn that back in the half wall. Up to Golding. Golding spreads that pass here to Comiskey. Back up to Golding. piece here on the flank. But Golding, let's get a shot on girls. 12 seconds left in the penalty. Golding intercepts that clearing attempt. Shell on the forecheck. 40 seconds left in the period. So 30 seconds left, and that's going to be an icing. Send it down into the Washington zone for the final 30 seconds of the period. There's a face-off win by Humphreys there. Muncy squeaks out with it. Washington manages to pick that up. Misty looks like she stepped on the puck. They bring that back to a point. Again, a little too excited. They could just pull that off. 2 seconds within the red zone. That'll bring us to the end of the second. Score tied at 1. And it looks like we get another flood. So we'll rejoin you in 12 minutes. All right, ready to kick off the third here. Face-off win by the Pride. Quick stick check by Anderson to pop that out. Comiskey throws that one out. Nice quick draw. Anderson driving it in. Golden goes over top. Comiskey's going to go back. It's going to go all the way down into her own zone. That's this dreaded ice here. Worked both ways for a second. Comiskey with another great stop. She's got a good probably 5 block shots here this game. Can't see Washington Pride comes up with it. This ice is a little bit sticky after the ice make here. Oh, good steal by Muncie. She's still got the puck, looking for to get a trailer come through. Humphrey's going to the net. Back in the zone. Hey, we don't need 2D out covering one person there. Hey, we don't need 3D coming back. Muncie's a one-player wrecking ball here on this forecheck. She's been the only one had half the team outside the blue line, and she's been able to keep it in and keep the pressure on. Humphreys takes that out. Washington player steals that. Puck is just drifting all over the place. That goes back all the way. Ceballos. Again, these corners after the ice makes. Iaquinta with the puck now. She use that for Bolden. Bolden pass intercepted. Lisa with the puck now. Loses that. Bolden pitches that off to Comiskey. Washington kind of pinned in their own end here right now. They get a chance. Lots of numbers back for Florida. Lisa pins the player in. Lancaster digging for it. Stick up high, you got to watch that one. Lisa. Quick up forward, now comes back to Lisa. Lisa, 1-on-4, doesn't quite work out for her. Anderson on the forecheck. Gonna steal that way, pitch that to Pugh. She's got some space to drive that in. Into the corner, she's still got that. She puts that out in front. Oh! Close play. Anderson misses that post wide. For a 2-on-1 back. And late shot in on Cordoli. He's going to hold on. 13:15 left in the first period. The third period, sorry. With the score tied up at 1. The face-off win still contested, but going to be a tripping penalty assessed against Washington Pride there. I think that was on Shell. It's a stick in the feed, and that'll bring up the third power play for the Florida Lions. 1 for 2 so far on the power play. Anderson, Shell, Golden, Visa, Comiskey out. Quick win back, Comiskey over to Visa. Visa's shot deflected. stick on it. Goaltender's going to hold on to that at 12:59 left. Face off tied up. That comes back to a Washington player. He's going to rim it. Visa takes it off the skate and puts it back down the half wall. Golden still controlling, back to Visa. Visa down in the corner. Comiskey, Visa. Good chance. Comiskey. Shot in. Rebound sitting right there, wide open. Washington manages to clear it out. 1:17 left in the penalty. Visa turns that back in her own zone. Visa up to Shell. Shell brings that in. Loses it. Visa knocks it down in the neutral zone. And retreats. Misty. Visa. Over to Anderson. Anderson's going to come back. And over to Visa. You got to get it in the zone here, girls. And a drop play between Comiskey and Anderson. 20 seconds left in the penalty. Finally managed to get a hold of it. Visa got no one in front. Muncie back to Comiskey as the penalty expired. Visa shot right on. Goalie's going to hold on to that. 11:08 left in the third period. Humphreys take the face off. Quick face off win. It's back to Ceballos, I think. Ceballos puts it down the wall. Humphreys goes back to Pugh. Pugh back to Ceballos. Ceballos catches an edge there. Pugh goes back high, alley-oop style, looking for someone. And they're going to throw, Washington's going to throw that down. Quick reverse. Ceballos tries to go up the boards, but that gets a set of skates. Humphrey's stick's tied up. Does a good job trying to avoid taking a penalty. Up to Iaquino, and Iaquino pops that up. Oh, sorry. Gimbals out of whack here. Visa up to the neutral zone. He backhands that into the zone. Comiskey back, retreats. Shakes off one defender, then another one ties her up. Back up to the point. Lancaster plays that off on the boards. Puck pops out. That's going to go all the way down. 9:30 left in the third. Lancaster on the pursuit. That bounces straight up. Visa intercepts that, but he runs into four players. Visa had a nice rip there, looking for that far side post. Park with an interception. He sends it over the net. And Pride bring that back. And number 2 still gets control. Whiskey stacks the pads again. Got to get on this player. Shot high and wide. Misty trees behind the net. Bounces off her player's shin pad, and that's going to manage to get out past the blue line. 8:30 left in the third. Anderson with the free puck. Good shell coming up. The shell gets blocked by the Pride players. Pretty close to an offside play there, but Pride bringing that in. Hugh with the puck. Got Anderson. Golding. Hugh in the drive, sorry. Anderson with a shot that kind of left a rebound sitting right in front of the net. Washington player just had the body position on cue to prevent her from getting to the puck first. So. Shell for the face-off win. That gets turned back low. Pride dumped that into the corner. Ceballos goes to retrieve. Goaling. Puck all alone. She's looking for Anderson. Weak. Puck gets transitioned back right away. Who gets a stick on that shot? They lost puck there for a little bit. Another tip. They like this high tip off the bumper. Shell picks that puck up. He goes up a little bit of a suicide pass to Golden. Golden didn't put her head down luckily, so that comes back up. Player's just going to chip it in. That comes Ceballos. Going to win that around and out. Play broken up by Ceballos and up the ice, but Pride come back to it. Goes over to Pugh. Pugh to Ceballos again. That was up to Iaquinto, and Iaquinto trying to put that to the corner. Pugh back around to Ceballos. Muncy to Humphries. Miskey back with it. Looking for Iaquinto again, and that's going to deflect up into the bench off a player who is just off the ice. 5:49 left in the third period. Face off. Comes back to the Pride zone. They control. Humphries intercepts that. He's looking to buy some space while our teammates get onside, but that has to come back out to Comiskey in our own zone. Iaquinto again looking for the deflection. They're going to wave off that icing. It dies right before the goal line. Puck comes out in the neutral zone. Used to getting chased, but now she shakes off these two players. Should be space. Centering. Oh, shot right on in the face. Comiskey comes in with a slapper over the net. Good chance by Florida. Just under 5 minutes remaining. Washington just throws it out of their zone. Miskey has to come back to retrieve. She brings it up the ice, but gets stopped by Quinto in the cover. Quick over to Visa. No, get off the ice. That's too many men on the ice. Too many players on the ice. They very much got away. Sorry, I'm not keeping up the play, but Muncie turned to look at the play rather than getting off the ice, and that was too many players. And very, very lucky for Florida that they're not going on the penalty kill there. No, face-off win back to Washington. Washington's working around the top. It's a chance for a quick draw win, but or a quick break, but gets stopped up. Washington right back in. Puck there. Lancaster ties that up. Ewan to help that out. Still battling in the scrum against the boards. Pride come out, put that right up there to D. Step around, shot wide. Over the net himself in this angle. Sabathia is taking the puck out. Watching him floats one wide. Back in. Park's going to tie that up on the boards. Sabathia is going to throw that the length of the ice with 2:54 remaining. We get a face-off on a change. Face-off contested, but that comes back to Comiskey. Goalie chips that by. He toe-drags, turns his player inside out. He goes for a centering pass. Another Anderson's shot off the side of the net. Anderson intercepts that. Puts it back to Bisa. Bisa turns it back in their own zone over to Comiskey. Over to Bisa again, back to Comiskey. Pass looking for Golding. Intercepted. Comiskey steps that up. They're going to get, that's an interference call against Washington Pride. So 1:55 left in the third. So Florida Alliance will be on power play for the remainder of the game. I'm assuming they're going to get a timeout here. I don't know what the actual tie rules are as far as district goes. I think they play each team twice, and it's just like a points aspect to the first two games, and then the two teams play. Seems like a prudent time for a sip of beer here. Let's see if Florida can create the magic of their first power play opportunity here. We get a go-ahead goal late in the game. This power play opportunity for the rest of the game. Face off wing back. Golden's got it in there. But gets lost. Pride player gets upended. Comiskey drew the penalty. Coming up ice, dish off to Anderson. Anderson back to Bisa over Comiskey. Comiskey looking for weak side. He players a little close to the net if you want those tips. Bisa throw to Comiskey. He's looking for Anderson in that bumper position. Watson manages to get the puck out with 1:15 left. Bisa drives her off the puck. Pushes that out. Anderson back to Comiskey. Probably over to Shell. Shell into goal, and that pops back out. Quick over, sense of urgency required here to get in the zone, and it's not quite happening. Big lob shot. Although he plays that smartly, so not to have the face off in their own zone. Bisa behind their own net. 40 seconds left. They got to get moving. Shell. Oh, no. There's another too many. 10 seconds left. They cannot manage to get this in. And that's going to be the zone. I got to try to listen to other people to figure out what the situation is here. So. It looks like we won't just go to, I would guess if they're going to do anything, it must be 3-on-3 or something at this point. So. So 4 seconds left on the penalty. If it's 3-on-3, that'll mean they go to 4-on-3 for 4 seconds until the whistle, and then they get back to 3-on-3. 4-on-3, 4-on-4. And then at the whistle, change that up. So we will go to 3-on-3, which will be 4-on-4 until a whistle here. Comiskey, Bisa, Shell, and Anderson. Quick up to Comiskey. Comiskey's got some room. She's looking for some help, but she's the only one alone. Ooh. Up over to Bisa. Bisa gets taken to the boards. That pops out to a Washington player. Kind of a nice play by Washington there, actually driving the net. So Pride player takes Anderson out. Move by number 14 to hold on to the puck. She goes back to the point. Quick whistle, or quick shot. Centering attempt for the crease. That comes back out to G to running in their own zone. Misty blocks that, but can't get the puck out. Nice paddle by Kadoi. Stop that. Anderson. Anderson's going to put that back. Shell over to Comiskey. Over to Bisa. But Bisa doesn't have much to work with. Florida can't get a change during that adjustment. Bisa. Shot right on. Turned aside by the Washington goalie. And they're going to put that all the way down the ice. I think Hugo's back to retrieve. He puts that back up to Bisa. Heel to Muncie. Washington throws that back in the zone. Bisa back to Pugh. And Bisa gets surprised from behind there. 2-on-2 ties that up. Hey, still playing 4-on-4 here. It's a 10-minute overtime period. Muncie with a great shot. Puck bouncing. Bisa can't quite get a hold of it. 1-on-1 and Pugh coming in. He's turned a wide side. 7 minutes remaining in this 4-on-4. Pugh picks it up. Neutral zone. It's back and across to Muncie. Washington comes up with the puck. Comiskey up to the neutral zone. She's got some speed, but a whole stack of players in front of her. She gets up and in front of the net on that drive. Six minutes left in this overtime. Still playing. Haven't had a whistle in 4 minutes. Anderson's a little chip. Gets taken out by number 6. Shell digs the puck out. She gets that back. Quick over. Visa. Visas can walk in. Shot off the skate of the player, and let's see if they're going to call that. I don't think she was directing that in at all. I don't know if you can review that, but there was no kicking motion for sure. Like that was a straight deflection off the skate, and they call it a goal, and Florida Lions will get the win. A good start to the weekend to get this overtime win for this Florida team. And we will be back at the Extreme Ice Center at 5 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow for Florida versus Carolina Hurricanes. All right, signing off.